Hello and welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the 5D consciousness shift, or shifting into 5D consciousness, and what a lot of you may be going through as you're going through your ascension process, as you're really waking up spiritually. You're moving into these higher consciousness ways, into this new paradigm, into this 5D consciousness that's coming online more and more on the planet. So we're going to talk about that in this video. Let's get into it. Hello, my name is Anastasia and welcome back to another video here with me. If you enjoy content on spirituality, ascension, feminine energy, feminine power, this is what I cover here on this channel. I invite you to join here and subscribe, like the video, comment, and let's get into the video. So what is 5D consciousness and what is the shift that we're going through exactly? It is a shift in energy first and foremost. It's a frequency shift, and it's a shift into higher density. So it's actually you becoming less dense, you becoming more integrated with your soul frequency, you activating your heart chakra, because the 5D consciousness is all about the heart chakra. The heart chakra starts to come online as you're shifting frequency, as you're shifting density. Your chakras are connected to the different densities and dimensions. So the heart chakra is the fourth chakra. It's really connecting you to these higher 5D timelines, and so this is where you're connecting to your soul frequency as well. So as you're shifting into 5D consciousness out of the 3D, you're really going through from the lower chakras, operating from that 3D, from the ego into your heart, into soul alignment. And you're really coming to this place of non-duality as well, where you're not experiencing so much of these lower emotions anymore. You're no longer being driven by these lower emotions, by these karmic energies. All of that is being released as you're coming into more soul embodiment, as you're coming into who you truly are, living from your higher self. And your higher self is actually going to be navigating your life, your reality. So you're integrating more of that higher consciousness. And this is really what ascension is really about. It's actually bringing more of your soul into this physical body and living through your soul, living through the authentic frequency of your soul. Your soul blueprint starts to come online. So the heart chakra is really important, and this is really important because this is really what's connecting you to these 5D timelines. As you go through your ascension, you're going through a consciousness shift, but it's also very physical. We have a lot of physical symptoms we can experience as this energy, your higher consciousness, starts to come in and embody. You're purging, releasing old density, your heart chakra is coming online. There's so many physical symptoms because the body is holding the consciousness, your body is holding your soul's blueprint, soul's consciousness. And as I said in the last video, your body was designed to hold this higher consciousness. Your body was designed to hold your soul's consciousness. So we have always been able to do that. It's just that we haven't had ascension here on this planet for eons of time, and now we're in this ascension cycle where all this is coming online. The soul blueprint is embodying. This is what ascension is really about. It's living through these higher ways, or living through your soul's alignment. It's coming out of these lower consciousness ways of being and existing, living from a place of lack or duality. You know, all these fear programs that we've been trapped in the 3D consciousness, we're really coming out of that to live from a higher embodied way, and from non-duality and more into living from the soul alignment and soul blueprint that's authentic to you. So as you shift from 3D consciousness to the 5D consciousness, you're going through a huge transformation. This is happening internally as you're shifting frequency. And so what happens is that the old 3D starts to break down. You're no longer resonating with those frequencies. You're no longer, you know, resonating with anything that's in the 3D realm or 3D paradigm. And you're really going through a huge transformation in your consciousness. You're going through the dark night of the soul and a frequency shift. And so this is very, very difficult for a lot of us to move through, because we can go through a lot of these dark night of the soul, and we're releasing a lot of these old identities, these false identities that we have taken on to be in this 3D world, because we had a 3D identity and then we're moving into these higher identities. And so your soul has multiple identities, because on a soul level, your soul is multidimensional. And so as you align to your soul is actually multidimensional, so it has many different identities, and all these identities already exist in the quantum. So quantum physics is very much about the way that this reality works, the way that your soul works, the way that consciousness works, and the way that you align to these higher stations of your identity or your soul identity is by shifting the frequency, by integrating more soul layers, and then you're shifting higher into density, into these different dimensions. These different timelines start to open up, because timelines are all based on where your consciousness is at, where you are consciously. It's all frequency, it's all vibration. So as you shift from the 3D paradigm, as you go through your awakening, as you're going through your ascension, you're shifting into 5D, and you shift higher as well. You can go beyond that. So when you shift into 5D, you're coming into less of that duality. You're functioning less from these duality emotions. They're not leading your life anymore. And so what happens is that all of these emotions, all these wounds and traumas, everything starts to come forward for you to see. So everything starts to be illuminated. So you're going through purging, you're going through a releasing process. And so this can go on for many years, because we go through ascension, and this goes on for many years, where you shift frequency gradually. And you can't shift fast, because your body can only hold so much frequency at a time. And you're going through this on this sort of like this gradual increase of frequency, gradual increase of your vibrational state. So it cannot happen all at once. And ascension actually doesn't end, and you just keep going up in frequency. You just keep ascending into these higher levels of your soul identity. So 5D is really about the heart chakra. It's really about non-duality. And what I mean by non-duality is that we have these lower emotions, like these contrasting emotions that we can feel in the 3D. So for example, we have fear, we have self-doubt, we have all these different wounds based on masculine and feminine energy. And so all of that gets purged through the process of ascension, and you actually come into more of a 0 point where you're unified and more balanced and more harmonious in the masculine and feminine energies. And so you're living less from these duality emotions. Sure, they can surface for you, there can be still triggers, but you're not driven by those energies anymore. You're not driven from a place of lack anymore, fear, doubt, all these lower emotions. You're not living through those emotions anymore. You're living from your soul's energy, which is the energy of love, abundance, unity, consciousness. You're really coming into these higher ways, out of these lower reality or lower timelines. Those lower timelines are all collapsing as you shift timelines, as you shift dimensional frequency, as you shift frequency on this journey of ascension into the 5D. So in the 3D, we are experiencing, duality. That's the thing about the 3D. We're experiencing lower emotions such as fear, lack. We have so much generational traumas. We have so many ancestral wounds. We're experiencing all of that in the 3D, and these energies are what's driving us. This is the lower consciousness, lower timelines. As we shift vibrationally, all of that gets purged, all of that gets released into the 0 point. You're getting more soul embodied. The soul is really functioning from a place of the 5D. The 5D is the soul energy. And so this is really the energy of alignment, flow, functioning from a place of your soul leading your life, and you're no longer doing things out of a place of lack, chasing things outside of you, functioning from the mind and the ego. That is really the old paradigm, and that gets broken down very, very quickly on this journey. And so that is a lot of us can experience this breaking down of these old identities and how we used to function in this world, how we used to function in the 3D. It's no longer going to be the way that we we live our life in the 5D. When you shift into 5D consciousness, it's a very different way of living. You're going through a process of actually doing a lot of this balancing internal work of masculine and feminine, which is another very big part of shifting into 5D consciousness, because 5D consciousness is all about unity of masculine and feminine. And so you're actually collapsing that duality between masculine and feminine, and that's really a big part of this journey as well. As you're coming into unity consciousness, as you're coming into the state of this 5D heaven on earth reality state. And so as you're going through this vibrational shift, which is all about frequency rising, and you're shifting frequency, you're being released, you're being purged of all of these old energies that are no longer in alignment to where you're going in these higher timelines. 5D consciousness is all about divine truth, speaking your divine truth, being in alignment to who you truly are on a soul level, authenticity. Maybe there's a soul purpose that all starts to come online as you shift vibrationally into soul alignment. And this is really where we're going, because all of us are here to live through our soul blueprint. We've had our 3D experience, we've lived in this 3D paradigm, and now we're shifting into this higher way. And this is a very difficult process for a lot of us to do this, a very difficult shift, because we go through this dark night of the soul, releasing the ego, releasing the old identities, and everything collapses on this journey. We no longer have, you know, we don't know where we're going. A lot of the times we're in this like void or unknown. We don't know what the next step is going to be for us. All of this is normal on this journey, not knowing where you're going, you know, not knowing what's going to happen, because your soul is doing the work. Your soul is shifting you. So you have to trust the soul. You have to trust where your soul is taking you. The soul is navigating this journey based on your ascension, on your soul path. So you have to trust this whole unfolding, because it is divine, it is divinely orchestrated, divinely guided, divinely supported by your higher self, by your God consciousness, by your soul, and all is going to be well. And we are all shifting vibrationally into these 5D timelines. If you need more help and support on your journey, if you need ascension support, if you need help, coaching in any way on this journey of your spiritual journey, your ascension journey, I do have my coaching available in the description. I have my courses, I have my Patreon community as well, where we talk about divine union, we talk about ascension and all of that. So that is also something that I have, where there's a lot more content on that if you are on the divine union path. And for now, that is it for me today. If you haven't subscribed already, if you haven't, you know, commented, if you haven't liked, please do. I'd love to know what you're experiencing, what your journey is right now, or where you are. And I will speak to you in the next video.